Hey guys, and welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe, and I'm joined by Nathan. And today we're going to be discussing the Bleach one-shot that launched in Shonen Jump a couple weeks back. The chapter's called "No Breaths from Hell." It's set in the time just after Bleach ended, a little bit further. You know what I mean? If you know Bleach, you know Bleach. Anyway, how you doing, Nathan? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty excited to jump back into the world of Bleach.
Mm.
I mean, it's not Burn the Witch the way I would like to return nowadays, but good enough. The original, the OG,
Yeah.
as they say.
It's been a while since we've read Bleach in general because it must have ended God, I don't know how many years ago it ended.
Quite a while ago. I feel like I was I think it was close to when we finished uni, wasn't it?
Something like that. It's I don't know. I think late 2010s definitely. I'd say.
No, it didn't end that quick, did it?
Yeah, late 2010s. Yeah, it must have God. Research into this.
Well, whilst Pepe's doing that, I'll elaborate a little bit on what he said earlier. So this one shot does take place after the end of Bleach. It's a somewhat indiscriminate amount of time. We don't know if it's a couple of years or if it's like a couple of weeks. We're not entirely sure, but we have seen a lot of the characters in the state they are now. Most of the main characters are grown up, paired off, had kids. You do see the kids again. Like you see Rukia and Renji's kid, and you see Ichigo and Orihime's kid. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
So the manga ended in 2016. It was sort of mid 2010s basically.
wow, okay, it's not that long ago.
It started in 2004 it started in as well. So 2001 even 2001. My bad.
I mean, like I say, it didn't end that long ago. That was that's still 5 years ago. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, well, it still feels like it's still quite a prevalent series though.
It felt like it was longer than that. It felt way longer than that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where it's because it was such a big series. It did leave it's still one of the biggest series in that manga history. I'd say worldwide it was a hit.
Yeah, like it had massive appeal when it did leave a fairly big footprint.
Yeah, it's I'd say it's I don't think it's on the scale of Naruto, Dragon Ball, or One Piece, but it definitely is up there. I'd say if it was going to be a fourth series, it'd be Bleach.
It's funny that I would agree with you that it's not up there with those series, but technically it was. Like when it.
I mean, in the West, it definitely was. I feel like the bigger series in the West were Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach. I'd say I don't think One Piece was that big over here as much as Bleach was. In Japan, don't get me wrong, One Piece was massive, but
I was gonna say that sentence before you led on with Japan made no sense. You were in the West it was pretty big, but over here I don't think it was, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, so oh, I must have messed up or something. But anyway, Bleach in itself is I don't know. I think it's one of those ones I haven't been really craving a sequel or follow up to Bleach at all. I've after the manga ended, I was like, okay, cool. But I didn't really like the last arc as much as the rest of the series. For me, the peak in Bleach was the Soul Society arc. I think the Iranka stuff was good, and Aizen stuff was good as well. But I think the Soul Society was peak Bleach for me.
I think it for me it did pretty much end after the Arancars. That stuff for me was probably the peak. I know Soul Society was really good, but Aizen and the Arancars was the tippy top, and after that it did sort of flop around. Controversial opinion, I actually kind of liked Fullbring arc, but I know most people didn't. It was, but the thing was, it was something different, but still fit in the world. But to your point of not wanting any sequel or any like Bleach media, the only thing I want, and I've said it so many times, I want some more of Burn the Witch manga. Okay,
Yeah.
it's set in the same universe. So like Bleach is just the eastern branch of Soul Society. Like that's just how the Japanese, like the Asian side do it, right? And Burn the Witch is the western side where they're not hollows and spirits, they're dragons. And the Reapers, Soul Reapers are witches. And like it's reverse London and it's cool. Like it's different, but it all sort of fits and you could see how like oh, maybe that's just like the English branch, right?
Hmm.
So there must be like different branches based on different locations and like belief systems and stuff. Like you could imagine this whole huge world that exists beyond like the regular human world in this universe.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. I do really appreciate how Burn the Witch kind of links into Bleach in that way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I want more Burn the Witch because it kind of opened up the rest of the universe of Bleach because Bleach was already pretty like interesting before it got bad, right?
Yeah.
And so like to just potentially see more of the extended universe could be cool, but I don't think that would happen. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah, it'd have to be like if you did like a deep dive into the creator's mind or whatever, like a new like he probably does have like some idea of what it's like around the world, but like I don't know, at the same time you don't know. Like
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I get the feeling the only way you'd ever learn these things is if it randomly, like like Taikubo wrote a book, and I'm like, I don't want to read a regular book.
sometimes they do release the like like the there's like like sort of a compendium sort of thing where it just like sort of I don't know if that's the right word actually. But like like when they do like those extra like side books where it's like it just gives you like a deep dive more info in the world about it and like it's that insights into like the
Yeah,
author like saying, oh this is actually this and this is this. Or this is how I came up with this character. Like there might be like some more info in that, but it'd just be small. I don't think he'd reveal too much on it.
oh, okay, fair. Anyway, let's finish that tangent. We've we've gone on like a massive like Bleach reminiscent like we went all over the place,
Well, that's the history of Bleach anyway. But like,
but we didn't yeah we didn't actually talk about what we came here to talk about. So let's do that.
mhm. So first impressions of the chapter, Nathan. What are you feeling?
I thought it was really cool. Like it was again, it was the same thing we were talking about Burn the Witch. Like overall, it extended the lore a little bit, and that was like in an interesting way as well. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't just sort of like, oh, here's a little tidbit, and then like they disappeared. Like he did it in a really really cool way, and it was really nice to see a lot of the characters you remember, like
yeah.
in this like slightly more grown up form again. Again, it really is like they probably didn't get any taller. They're just a little. Some of them are a little more refined, like different hairstyle or something. But it was just nice to see these characters you remember.
Yeah, yeah. There's like some characters there, like obviously because of the time skip, they've had like a little new redesign as well. And it's like obviously some characters just stay the same. Like, there's like some characters that like don't change whatsoever. And that's nice to see as well because apparently the Soul Society is like this place where like time doesn't really go that far. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it doesn't. It's not really that much of a concept. But like it's cool. It's good to have those characters back again. Like sort of oh no, just having them in like just seeing them interact with each other is great.
yeah,
Like the whole thing of Ichigo going back to the Soul Society, like talking to like Renji and all them sort of guys again.
yeah. And it's the evolution of the world as well. Like so, for example, like now they can talk to each other because before it was like a whole thing because Soul Society was like really far behind. There was very limited technology. They tried to keep away from the human world, and now they've got fucking smartphones and
Yeah.
TVs, and it's all because Kurasuchi and Urahara are working together, quote unquote, um, like to develop technology for Soul Society. So now you can, in this chapter, Renji just talks to Ichigo on the phone. like a special phone, but like they just chat on the phone.
Hmm. I mean, it's good to just see the world progress with that sort of thing, like the how like this whole site is different than that compared to what you used to.
Yeah, like it's modernized, but it's still like, like kind of ancient Japanesey. Like it's
Yeah.
they're still like in the old build style buildings, probably with the sliding paper doors and stuff.
I'm
Like,
glad they're not like, oh yeah, this is a skyscraper now, and we have like all these like modern buildings. And be like, oh, okay, it kind of takes away from.
what it just like randomly they're like, oh, we got capital tech. Don't
Yeah,
ask us where we
yeah.
got it.
Like, I'm glad that like obviously like even though it's a time skip, like the world hasn't changed or whatever. Like like in Naruto, like compared to Boruto,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's that sort of thing where it kind of felt like, oh yeah, we've got technology now, and it felt I don't know. For me,
What?
Boruto
What?
kind of feels a bit
Why
more
you hating on Ninja Science Tech?
Ninja Science. I don't know. It kind of took away the whole Naruto feel for me. Like I don't know. I've never liked Boruto as much as Naruto. I don't know how everyone feels about that, to be honest.
It's it's different. It's weird to say even though it's the sequel series, but for me, I'm like I count it as something completely different. It's its own thing. It's like otherwise you do that, you compare and then you're like, oh, it's not as good. But I'm like, it's okay. It's decent. In its own right, it's good. But yeah, that's probably because I'm not comparing it to the thing it came from.
But yeah, anyway, now the whole story of the special chapter is that it's what's the ceremony called, Nathan? I know you've got no.
So they are preparing to do a ceremony called Konso Reisei or Reisai, and it is described by Renji as an ancient ceremony they do on the anniversary of a captain's death. So it's supposed they describe it and they are told that it's like honoring a captain's memory, right? So they're supposed to gather up the captains gather up and the vice captains have to go and capture a hollow and then they kill the hollow in front of the grave and that was supposed to be the ritual in their like memory, but as things unfold and they all gather up, that's the whole point of Renji calling Ichigo on the phone, is to invite him to this Konso Reisai, right? And they gather all the vice captains. We do have a couple of new vice captains because, again, time skip. One of the characters is called Atao. He's deaf, but he can read lips and he does sign language. His powers, like his Zanpakuto, is kind of cool as well. Don't if you remember Pepe, he's like it's kind of like paper or something, and then it like turns into stuff. So I equate him to like Sai from Naruto, except he doesn't do the drawing.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Like that's the one thing about the two new lieutenant like vice captain people is like seeing them battle in this. I like just seeing new moves. I know we'll get into the second one in a second, but like
Yeah, I've got some controversial thoughts on that too. Um,
but like seeing those moves like sort of like the way that Atao's like bird people just like rip the flesh off that fucking massive bastard whatever it is.
I think it was just a hollow.
Like, because is it even a hollow? Is it literally a hollow? Because it doesn't even. It's not your typical hollow, is it? Because like
No, it was like a demon or something. Beast of Hell.
Beast of Hell, that was it. Yeah, like the fact like they go through that I don't know, just like those moves are so cool. I loved it. Like the art on it was just like
Yeah, and it was different as well, like so. And the next captain, uh, we get her full name. The vice captain of the Ape Squad is Yu Yayahara. I feel, oh God, I fucking hate saying that name. She's a Gyaru. They got TV in Soul Society now, and smartphones, so she kind of got absorbed in this old Japanese culture, subculture. If you don't know what a Gyaru is, Gyaru, go and look it up. But so she's basically a very how would you say it, Pepe? Like energetic, like
it's like a sort of like kind of like like kawaii, but like sort of like not kawaii. It's like violent kawaii. Is that like a best way to put it? I don't know.
Um, I guess
I don't know. It's very hard to describe the Gyo thing until you actually get that.
I keep wanting to say like delinquent, but it's not really.
It does have delinquent vibes about it though. Like,
They're more outspoken. That's the word I was looking for. She's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
outspoken character. She's very like loud and expressive, and she like, but she is also like super like because of smartphones and apparently Soul Society social media. I guess
Mhm.
she's uh she's very millennial. Like she's like, yo, let's take a selfie. You cool with a
Uh,
picture? And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
it's that kind of character that you've never really had in Bleach before, I guess. Though, like that's the thing, and it is kind
Yeah,
of like it's kind of refreshing. I think that's the thing with these new like vice captains. That's why like they like you get thrown into you get their introduction like about halfway through the chapter, and it is like they're kind of like refreshing characters. They're so different to the rest of the Bleach like cast. It's like it's quite sick. Like
I mean, I guess she is the natural progression. Like that would happen, right? Characters like her would appear once Soul Society like got TV from the human world, got basically the internet. Like that kind of character would come about. It's very natural. You know what I mean? Like there is no way a society that basically was in the ancient times and then catches up wouldn't have at least one Gyaru, like one like shut in, a Chinibyo, you know, like
Should
all of these
Oh
all of these
man.
stereotypes and all of these like personalities, there's no way they wouldn't have these characters. So in that I do like that she's there. But at the same time, you know, when she's all the things you you don't like about modern society and you're just sort of reminded how much you it's like fucking I've got
Yeah.
to take a picture of fucking everything, haven't you? Haven't you?
It's-
You can't just do a thing. You got to fucking always got to take a picture. But anyway, her fight the thing is despite all that, her fighting style is also kind of interesting because you she does the wolf
Mm.
fang fist.
Yeah.
You see a couple of panels and she lunges at a beast from hell and she does the claw thing and then a wolf appears behind her and she like closes her you know her hands together as if it's like the jaws of a wolf, but I'm also wondering if it's not just the wolf, you know, like if she can her zanpakuto or whatever or her fighting style channels other animals as well.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Like I'd like to just see more of, like what these characters do in general, like what their moves are.
I also I seriously I can't not see it as Wolfang Fist, and I also can't not see it and hear a wolf howling in my mind,
See,
just like when Yamcha does it.
I'm looking at this panel right now, and she literally goes Ra with the RAWR.
Oh god!
So, and that just makes me like think of like the XD
Oh
nuzzles kind of
god!
like thing, like Row. So that's one thing to.
She is a representative of modern meme culture.
She says it twice as well. So, oh, that
God
no, it could be more.
damn it!
But no, these two characters I think are sick. Like sick introductions to them. Like you get thrown into them in battle, and it's like, yeah, these are like cool characters.
This is also like where it gets interesting because they get introduced and pretty much all of a sudden like Ichigo, Renji, and all the other vice captains who are supposed to just be looking for a hollow to capture. Like I think they only need one captured alive, right? And then all of a sudden, like this thing appears. By the way, Renji's kid like sneaks into the human world. I guess it's just to give Renji a reason to have to protect something or to show some sort of character growth or something.
Because like Renji's kid is like sort of like she's again one of those characters that's like sort of like very confident in what she does, but obviously she doesn't know much about the whole like I don't know like hollow stuff. I assume.
Well, she probably only knows so much because it's shown in earlier panels that she's training. So, you know, she is a Soul Reaper, but she's probably a low level, like, soldier type, you know? Like, she probably doesn't get many missions, or she's in the academy and she's gonna be a Soul Reaper. I don't know, right? because she trains with what's his name, Ikaku. She calls him Master. Um, and so then this thing appears, and it turns out it's one of the Espada, and they've literally returned from hell to pick a fight with Renji because Renji was the one who defeated him back
Yeah.
then.
Oh man, that's like honestly, like with the Espada, I would try and pronounce the name, but I feel like I'm gonna butcher it.
Yeah, Szayelaporro. Off you go, mate.
Hey, Sailporo, Sailporo. I feel like it's gonna be a silent Z. That's why. So like,
Sure. I don't know. I keep when I look at it, I want to do the Spanish like double L turns into a Y, but there's no double L in there. There's
yeah,
just an L. So
I'm gonna go Sailporo. If anyone like disagrees with me or whatever, or I'm saying it wrong, please let me know and correct me. But yeah, Sailporo is here, and he he's back for his revenge, and I honestly don't remember who this character was. His character design is like a lot different to what I remember as well. Like I had to look into what he actually did because it's been a while since I've read Bleach in general, and the Aranka stuff was like, what was it? That must have finished in 2010 at least.
dude, that was like halfway through the
Yeah,
series as well, the Aranka stuff. That was like dead middle, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like it must have been earlier than that. It must have been like late 2000s that this stuff was going on. So I don't remember much about the character at all. And so I was like, okay, this is a guy. Because like, that's the thing. I remember all the Soul Society. Like, I remember like the lieutenants, the like head captains, obviously like the main characters in like the human world. But like the Rankas, like it's been so long, I don't remember half of them.
I mean, let's face it, right? With the Arankas, you only remember Grimjaw and Okurio, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe Nell,
Inel, yeah. Is there any
and
others?
then that's it. Like, I don't remember any others, and I played the Bleach game. I played the fucking Bleach Gacha game on my phone, and I've got most of the Arankas. I don't remember them. Like,
Nah, I can't. I can't remember. I can remember designs of characters, but I don't remember their names. That's the one
yeah,
thing. Like
but there were a lot of them. Like
yeah,
a lot of them.
that's the thing because there was like upper ones, there were lower ones, weren't there? There was
Yeah,
like they were all the numbers. They had all the numbers, but this guy,
yeah. They were all numbered. He was number 8, was it?
yeah, this guy was the eighth Espada.
He also is the vehicle for that massive bombshell.
Oh god, this is cool.
It's him and what's his name? Kyoraku? You know, the new head captain.
Okay, okay.
Is his name Kyoraku? I think it is.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, at the same time that Kyoraku is telling this stuff to Rukia, the Espada is telling the rest of them, Renji and crew, that turns out when a person with super strong reishi, so anyone captain level or above, dies, their reishi can't disappear. Like it can't naturally like assimilate with the rest of the reishi. So there's only one way to get rid of it, and that's Konso Reisai. But what they thought was just a memorial service turns out you're sending anyone, it doesn't matter who it is, anyone with that high a reishi, you can only send to hell. So in the years that have taken place from all of Bleach to where this is now, the amount of dead people who are captain level or above, which is a lot because that also counts all the other Arankars as well. Also, like they mentioned, you know, Sosuke Aizen, Yuhawa, like all of these super powerful people have been killed and sent to hell essentially. And it's mentioned that the balance is now off because there were strong people like Yuhabak and Sosuke who were like keeping the gates of hell like in check. But now all of these strong dead people are in hell, like it can be busted open because well, fucking everyone's there, isn't it?
Everyone, there's a party in hell.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Because if you think about it, like most of the power is now dead. Like they're all in hell.
Yeah, there's a lot of A lot of dead people.
and they're gathering to do the memorial service for Captain Ukitake.
Yeah. God. It's
So like that's another person who is dead on the other side. Like there's probably more strong people, souls who are dead now in hell than there are in actual like soul society.
yeah. Oh man, and that reveal though, like the fact that like he was like talking about like all this sort of stuff, like it was such a good like I don't know, it just felt so cool to see this.
It was an unexpected twist for sure. Like,
Mm.
but it was also like, you know, when you read it, you think about everything you know of the series, and you're like, that makes sense, and it really is like a cool extension. Like it adds to the despair of Bleach because Bleach always felt like a despair.
Yeah. Like it has that sort of like those dark undertones. Like, there's a lot of black in Bleach. That's the thing with it. So it always feels like there's like some sort of dark undertones with it.
Yeah,
But like just the art in this as well. Like it just the themes and the art just work so well together, and that's what Bleach is about anyway. It just that's what it does.
yeah. The art was always on point in Bleach. I will give Kubo that. Like, fucking hell, is this art good? And I'm like, right now, I'm looking at that panel where Ukitake's Zanpakuto like comes out of the doors of
Yeah,
hell and stabs this Spada through the chest.
yeah. Oh, that's I was looking at that just now as well. That's why I was like, sort of that's what really emphasizes the whole like the black with it. Like just seeing those and
That's, by the way, the part. And me and Pepe were talking about this before recording. That's what confused me. Like, is I guess they do explain it that they because he appeared with all the beasts from hell, like right in front of the doors of hell. So like Ukitake and everyone else is basically sort of there because like the entrance to hell is like just sort of floating around in this world, and they killed all the hell beasts, which I guess count as hollows. So like they completed the ritual, but like I'm still confused at how fucking Ukitake's like sword comes out of the fucking gates of hell. Like how's that happen?
yeah. So he still got hold of him. I don't know. Like I was see. I just want to see like where this heads afterwards because that's like roundabout where it ends. Really, you see Ukitake's sword come through and like the gates of hell close, but like there's obviously got to be some more to it after that, surely.
Yeah, well, especially because he would like before he leaves, he's like says something about the butterflies.
Yeah,
You know the basically the fucking like secret mascot or theme of Bleach is like the little black butterflies that are almost like supposed to be like I don't know messengers or something, but like it's weird that they mention that, and then like the last thing you see is like Ichigo's kid running after some black butterflies,
yeah,
but like it seems like his kid has been able to see these the whole time and has some sort of weird association with them, and we're just left to consider what it means.
yeah. Because I feel like that's the thing with the hell butterflies as well. Like for me, they were like a part of Bleach, and it was like it's like the communication, wasn't it? It was like that, but like it never felt like a massive, massive part of the series. And then suddenly these are like so significant all of a sudden. And I don't know, I'm just like now I just want more Bleach at this point. That's the thing. I've never felt like I wanted more Bleach after it ended, but now I'm just like, okay, no, I need to have more of this now. I need to know what the fuck is going on. I need, I want to see more adventures with these guys.
Hey man, well, you never know. This might be their way of being like, testing the waters, seeing how much interest is out there.
Yeah, there might be like a follow up series. Like, it not like I don't think it'd be weekly, definitely not. But like, I feel,
But then, when you're like, do we want another one that's monthly? Because we already have Super, we already have Boruto.
mm,
Like, do we want another monthly continuation series from a thing that we remember from about 10, 5 to 10 years ago?
I mean, that's where it seems to be going. I mean, if there's interest in it.
I'm sure there's interest in it, but you know what I mean. Like,
Mm,
do I really want to read another continuation series that follows another kid from a character that I knew before. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
that is the trend right now, I guess, but should it be a trend?
Yeah, it is like the we've got so far. It's following it. It's following that trend.
Yeah, it's the age-old saying, isn't it? Like that just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
It's true. Um, God, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how else we'd get the Bleach format though. I don't. I really don't think we'll get a weekly series with it. If anything, we might get one shots every now and then. But I don't know.
I mean, that could be cool, but they have to be on a pretty, like high level to.
Would you be like completely opposed to it continuing then? Would you want more? Or-
I don't. I want more, but again, I don't. I'm getting kind of tired of like, here's another thing, but it's basically just Bleach 2.
Yeah.
Whereas like because like the reason I like Burn the Witch is because it is Bleach, but it's different, right? But this continuation series literally would just be Bleach 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I want Bleach 2 because like we said before, like Boruto's fine as long as I'm not comparing it to Naruto, but it comes directly from Naruto, so it's Naruto 2, even though Naruto 2 was Shippuden. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like Naruto is like the original Dragon Ball, and Naruto Shippuden is Dragon Ball Z, and
yeah,
then
except
Boruto is GT or Super in this case. But I don't know, like, I wouldn't mind a Bleach follow up. Maybe it's like a movie or something. Maybe this stuff is covered in a movie.
I'm getting kind of sick of this trend of anime movies as well.
God, Nathan, you're just sick of every trend.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's fine to just put it as an anime.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's fine to just put it out as a one shot or a 3 to 5 chapter mini series, right? It's fine to do that. I get it. The anime movies are just making a shit ton of money. That's why it's the trend.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to have to go out to the cinema all the fucking time just so I can see the next fucking thing, right? Because that's what's pissing me off right now. And it's because of the new Dragon Ball news is that like the next thing is a movie.
Hmm.
But I'm like, how does this movie play into where the manga is, because like we've got the whole granola thing going, but now there's this movie, and I don't want to have to keep going and watch a Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, it's cool I get to watch Dragon Ball movies, right? Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't want to have to keep going to watch these fucking things so I can find out some more story. Just put it out as a manga, or a old like TV special or something, like a 1 hour thing on streaming platforms.
It's like you said. It's all money at the end of the day. That's how they're
Yeah, I
getting
know.
like that's how they're getting it. Like you have Demon Slayer. That's like the biggest grossing anime movie. Like
Yeah, I know, and that's look right. It's fine. I just have to resolve myself to being one of those people that's like, I didn't see it because I didn't want to pay for it, right? I just didn't want to go.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm clearly, I know I'm clearly the minority here. Like the money has spoken and people want to be able to go and watch their anime films. That's fine. Go and watch them if you want to. But I'm just saying this trend is sort of becoming a bit tiresome.
Mm, that's fair, man. I mean, like you got to like find a way of putting these sequels out there without just like sort of like not getting like I don't know anime or manga adaptations. I guess I don't know. It's all different ways of getting it. Like that every form of like where this media comes out, like every different way it comes out is like sort of a celebration. Like fans are getting their new content regardless, and they're gonna be happy about that. I'm pretty sure like fans are like really excited to have Bleach fans anyway. We're happy to have their little like one shot here with 72 pages or whatever. But like
Hey, I mean, I'm one of those fans. I was happy. I am happy with this one shot. But again, that's maybe because it was a one shot. I don't know how much I would want to see a 1 hour or hour and a half movie based on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I maybe like a half-hour animated short or something. Well, I guess
Yeah,
not
yeah,
short because it's a half hour, but you like maybe like a special one-off animated thing that's not a like a movie in the cinema. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get making these big spectacles because it can be special, right? Especially something like this where it is new information that's never been seen before. But I guess I take more issue with, for example, just because you mentioned it, Demon Slayer, where it's like, yeah, but that was part of the normal story, and now you just turned it into a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it was new stuff, like the My Hero movie, it's like, okay, right, I get that. It's new. We ain't seen it yet. Or like One Piece often does. You know, it's like a new thing, a side story.
yeah.
It doesn't. It's not part of the manga, right? But when you do things like Demon Slayer and you put it, well, essentially part of an arc or a whole story from the actual story as a movie. So anyone who's watching has to go and see it, otherwise they don't know what's going on. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. It's I think the argument with Demon Slayer is that like the arc was like so short in a way that they just put it as a movie instead of an actual like actually anime, like just regular anime stuff. And plus it's seasonal as well. So maybe it just didn't fit in with the like studios.
They got their reasons, you know. I don't know what it is. I never will do. I'm not part of the staff on that team, but like, yeah, I don't like it, man. I just don't I just don't like this trend. Okay, it's
You just said I paid money to see anime films.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's just unnecessary. It's a bit unnecessary is all.
That's fair, man. I mean, like, if I were to see this in some sort of anime form, I think I'd rather. Well, that's the thing. We're getting the Bleach follow-up anime anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, this could be tacked on at the end, but as like a 1 hour special, but
I honestly reckon if we are going to get this, it's going to be somewhat after the anime's ended, and if there's that demand for it still, definitely
and if this trend is still going, this will definitely be a fucking movie. I can see it.
a movie. I think it will be a movie. If we do see this kind of thing, it's going to be a movie.
Oh,
It depends. But saying that as well, Boruto was a movie originally,
yeah.
and then it got its follow-up. It got its full series, didn't it? Who knows? Like, who knows where the future of Bleach is going with that? So we might see a movie, we might not. Like,
I don't know. I feel like the future of Bleach really depends on the demand for more from this, like one shots, and I think most likely when the anime releases, like the popularity of that. Because I think if it comes back in a really big way, like it makes massive moves and you know shakes, all of a sudden all the Bleach fans come back, right? Then I think they could do something where maybe it, you know, like Boruto and like Super, like Kubo isn't the one drawing it. Maybe he's just writing the story, and somebody else who's really good at imitating his style can draw it for him monthly, and then he can focus on whatever else he wants to do. Because that's basically what Boruto and Super is, right? The original author or mangaka like just writes the story, and someone else does the illustration.
yeah, that's a completely viable option though. If Kubo wanted to focus on like Burn the Witch, for example, then he can do that.
Yeah, or whatever else he's doing. No one knows. You know, I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's. I like to think that he's like. Well, he must have been planning that news. He must have been planning Burn the Witch. I think there's more works behind the scenes of that.
yeah, because Burn the Witch was meant to be a really big thing, and it did make a splash. Like, it was really well received from what I remember seeing online.
Yeah, considering like it started off as a one shot or like it wasn't necessarily a one shot. It was like a small mini series, weren't it, when it first launched, like 5 chapters or something.
No, there was a one shot, and then it became a mini series, and there was like some OVAs, when there.
Yes, yeah, you actually got like some anime adaptations.
So like it's slowly building. Because I remember reading that one shot and being like, oh, that was really good. And then it was like a mini series, but it was like literally mini. I think it was 2 chapters, 2 or 3 chapters. And the OVA was so almost like a mini anime series in itself. Because I think wasn't it confirmed like or some I can't remember. Like, but there was supposed to be like a second season of it or something.
I'm not completely sure on it. I know like obviously like it launched on Crunchyroll and stuff, so it had like it's got like a platform for it. So I think it's whether the studio just want to carry on with it or not. And whether there's a story for it as well, because obviously Kubo's got to come up with that as well.
Yeah, true.
Like, I don't think it'd be like a anime original sort of thing.
I don't think he'd struggle for a story, considering like from what I read, there was like way more they could have done.
But yeah, hopefully we do get this. We do get this in some form. We get more Bleach content, which we will. We'll get more Bleach content regardless. It's just in what form we're going to get it.
Again, I think it really is. If anything, the smart thing is that this one shot probably is to drum up some hype for when the anime comes out, just to remind people Bleach is a thing.
It really is, yeah. When's the anime supposed to be launching? Is it 2022? I think.
I think so. So this might be a bit too early, but at the same time, it's like
It could be a thing where they do this now, and it's all like a part one, and then like part two is
who knows? It does feel like it needs a part two though, because like it just sort of ends, and you're like, what? I need to. I've got questions.
like so much like it just leaves it like so open. You're like, okay, no, I need to actually.
Yeah, like it comes in, explains a new thing, right? Does it fairly well, or at least in an interesting way, and then you're just sort of like, wait, so what? Who's the okay? So the kid, but what's with the kid and the butterflies? Like, is the kid supposed to be special, or is he like a harbinger of death or something? You know, like what is he? What is he? What's going on? What's up with Ichigo's kid? Why is he so important? Besides the fact that he's Ichigo's kid.
There's got to be so like that's the thing. Like he set up at the end of the series that like at the end of Bleach in general that Ichigo's kid had the like Soul Reaper powers basically.
Yeah, and like they basically at the end of Bleach before this set up that Ichigo's kid is like supposed to be as he is now as a little kid is supposed to be way stronger than like Ichigo ever was.
Mm, exactly, yeah, because you can see like all the spirits in that, and he's actually interacting with him properly.
Yeah, and he's probably been doing that since he was born. Like,
We're getting like crumbs of information about him, but we don't know like a whole lot basically of like how far his power goes. Um, but like, yeah, hopefully we see. I don't know. I just want more info on it. This is the thing about the chapter is like we just got so not little info. We got a lot of info, but need more at the same time. You're just craving more. Yeah.
it answered questions you never had, but then left you with questions. So you're
Yeah.
like, I am unfulfilled.
Yeah. God, that's why I do hope we get like a part two or something close to where the anime returns. Because anime is supposed to return this year. That was reported on the 30th of May. That it's supposed to come this year, but obviously it's depends if like COVID's like delayed it at all because I know it's still pretty bad out there in Japan. So
Yeah, it's been getting worse. I don't know, but yeah, I think it feels like Bleach is trying to ramp up for a comeback.
yeah, I hope so. I hope like if anything, this has made me want more Bleach. Like this chapter, like, and it's if that was its aim, it succeeded. I didn't read this chapter and be like, cool, I'm satisfied with that. I don't need any more Bleach now. I want to see more stuff, and it kind of low key makes me want to go back to the series again and like rewatch some of it. Or reread some of it, but I don't know. It's a lot of chapters, and I don't know if I can be bothered.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know. It makes me want more Bleach, but it also makes me question how much I actually want more. And do you know what I mean? Like how committed I am to this franchise, and I don't feel like I'm that committed.
Yeah, I feel like I'll watch the anime when it comes out though, just because like the manga was something, and I kind of like I'd like to see how the anime tackles it a little bit because I kind of dropped off. The thing is, I dropped off the Bleach anime after the Soul Society
Yeah,
arc
same.
anyway because I started reading it from there. But and plus, like I think there's a whole bunch of filler as well, and I just couldn't be bothered to watch that.
Yeah, I was about to say it was rampant with filler,
Yeah, that's why even like throughout the whole this is a continuation. That's if it is a continuous series, and it was just like just getting that awful filler.
but Pepe, are you actually gonna watch it? Because if it comes back, doesn't that mean it's Fullbring, your favorite?
No, they did the Fullbring arc. They finished that bit.
Oh, they finished. Damn it.
Yeah, so it's going straight into the Thousand Year War. Was it Thousand Year War?
I don't even remember. Felt like 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. But like it goes back, it goes straight into that arc, and that's what like it's all about Yuha arc. So,
I see.
and all I remember about the arc is that it's about Quincy's, and a lot of all the enemies are sort of like their power level is related to the first letter of their name or something. Like it's like something about the alphabet or something, like they're strong, like
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, it rings a bell. I thought all I remembered from the arc was like spoilers again. Is Ichigo having to rebuild his Zanbakuto like 100 times. It felt like
oh yeah, that oh god,
it wasn't 100. I am over exaggerating greatly,
it felt like it though, like
but it felt like he was just constantly like my sword.
yeah. There's a lot of the thing is I think it's one of those series, is one of those arcs. I feel like Ichigo is probably one of the worst characters in it. Out of all the characters you had in that arc, Ichigo was the one that I was like, I don't really care about you right now. Like there's other people like Urahara like showed his Bankai in that arc, and like there's like people like there's some awesome fights with some of the captains where they literally unleash like their full power, like Hitsugaya shows his full power.
Yeah, it's when he grows up in it. He's like adult form, and it's like what the hell?
Yeah, it's like there's some absolutely nuts stuff that goes down there, and like was it like the whole Kenpachi Unohana thing as well
Yeah,
that happens in it, and that was a fucking massive twist. Like that's the thing, like with that arc, it has its highs and its lows. Like when it gets to its highs, though, it's like fucking awesome. But when when
but
you
there's
like
quite a lot
when
of
you get to those
lows.
lows, you're like, oh god, it's aggravating. Which is why I'm kind of hoping that the anime fixes that and kind of gets like some of the like pacing a bit better, maybe some like sort out some of the story problems.
Yeah, you'd hope that they do like a Attack on Titan and fix the problems.
Yeah, god.
Although saying that, I didn't watch season 3, so of Attack on Titan.
Apparently it got better though. Like apparently it did, yeah.
That's what I heard. Well, because he heard what everyone was saying when it was the manga, and then so apparently for the anime, he went back to fix a lot of the problems. So like, you would hope that they would do that for Bleach, but time will tell.
Exactly. But yeah, is there anything else you've got to say, Nathan, or are you happy to end it here?
No, that's about it, really. Like,
I think even though it's supposed to be about the Bleach, like one shot, I think we talked about a lot more Bleach in general. Like it comes into like a general discussion.
yeah, we did. Cool. Well, then let's wrap it up in a nice little bow, right? The one shot was really good. Go and read it. Support the official release, Manga Plus app, or somehow get it on the Shonen Jump app or whatever. Like, find a legal way to do it.
100%. It's worth it. Definitely check it out. I know we've like kind of like talked a lot about it, but like read it yourself. See what you think about it. Leave a comment below if you want. Nice one, guys. Well, we're going to end it here then. Thank you for listening. Remember to check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, all those other ones that we usually have about. And like there's a whole lot of them. We're on almost everything, apart from Apple Podcasts. Not yet.
Yeah. And don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that bell button so you get notified. And we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Right. Bye.